Just here recapping, predicting the World Junior Championship, U18 Women's World, the Men's World Championship, Women's World Championship, U18 Men's World Championship. What is happening?
It is by far one of the dumbest things I have ever seen.
Prepare to die. Figured it was better safe than sorry.
Scores! Nathan McKinnon scores for Canada.
Your home for international hockey. This is On the Fly.
And hello everybody, and welcome back to On the Fly, your home for international hockey. We are back for live stream number 2 of the day today, as we will watch and take pretty close attention to Germany taking on Switzerland, a battle for a pretty high spot up over in Group A, as well the team over in Group B, the battle for teams fighting for second and third spot, with Czechia taking on Sweden in our marquee matchup of the day. It should be a tremendous day of games. It's already been a pretty good start. Earlier today, we saw Canada almost blow it to Denmark. That was fun. 5-1 final, though. Canada pulls through with the victory, as well a 6-2 blowout win for Team Finland in what was a really well-played game by the Finns, but one game that, unfortunately for the U.S., never really were able to get going, and we saw the Finns deliver a knockout blow to the Americans, where now the question has to start being asked. Yes, we just saw Latvia go out and beat Germany just the other day. The question now becomes for this U.S. team is they've already lost to Switzerland, they've already lost to Finland, so they're not getting much higher in this group. Will they be relegated at this? Okay, so let's come down to relegation. Will they miss the playoffs at this tournament? You really never know. And that's part of the beauty of these tournaments, is it's ultimately going to come down to the final day for both of these teams, especially for the U.S., for Germany, because if Germany goes out and beats, if Latvia ends up beating the U.S. number 1, and then Germany goes out and beats this U.S. team, all of a sudden they're back into it. And so for the U.S. today, a huge loss. We'll see kind of what they can do moving forward in through the rest of this tournament. But at the same time, a really troubling loss for them to kick off this tournament today. We will see what is still to come for them through the rest of it. But as of right now, it does appear that Germany's still in the fight at this tournament, with the U.S. losing. Their best hope is, considering they've already lost to Latvia, is now to try and chase down the U.S. And if Germany can pull off an upset win against the USA, they have a chance to come back. The game against Switzerland as well is a somewhat important game for them, kind of the same general idea, although the Swiss, having already beaten the U.S. team, will make it extremely more difficult for the Germans to go try and chase them down. And with Switzerland already beating Latvia as well, it'll make it very difficult to go and chase them down. But it should be interesting today to see what ends up happening. A big game over in Group B between Czechia and Switzerland. For the Czechs, this is a game coming off of a rather embarrassing loss against the Slovenian team, where in that game against Slovenia, they looked, what's the word I'm looking for? Terrible. Yeah, they looked awful. And frankly, that's probably the best way of describing it. They had their looks. They didn't bury any of their looks. And ultimately, they ended up losing to a weak Slovenia team with a hot goaltender, and that ended up being the difference maker for them in that game. They ended up losing in overtime as well. So although that loss doesn't necessarily hurt them in the grand scheme of things, if they can still go and beat Slovakia, it doesn't matter all that much for them. But it's a pretty big game and a pretty big swing game for them that they end up losing in. Now we see kind of if they're able to come back through the rest of this tournament. Should be interesting to keep an eye on there. For Sweden coming off of a win just the other day, but also coming off of a tough loss against Canada off of the opener, we will see what they can do coming into this tournament. A team to definitely keep your eyes on. Always a good team, this Swedish team is, but we will see whether or not they're going to have a big win today, a big statement game as well. For Sweden, this game ultimately for me kind of comes down to, is the goaltending half decent on either side? Because even that, that's a question mark. Hellberg, I believe, is starting for Sweden, Koljinash in for the Czech team. And so we'll see, right? For this Czech team, for the Swedish squad, who's it going to be for this team? Time will tell. On that account, should definitely be interesting to keep an eye on as this day does end up going along. But Same time, a real good game upcoming between Czechia and Sweden. A really good game as well between Germany and Switzerland, but your marquee matchup, which we will be spending more time on. Both these games we'll be keeping very close attention to today. Czechia and Sweden will be our marquee matchup. So that'll be where our play-by-play will sit with today, but at the same time, keeping a very close eye on Germany and Switzerland, and we'll update you on that game, especially at those breaks in between the action, but also kind of as those games continue, as both teams, Sweden and the Czechs, are taking the ice right now. A big game upcoming. We will see whether or not this game here today is going to end in an upset. I'm not really sure either team winning as much of an upset, but for the Czechs today, the underdogs coming into this game. As far as our predictions go, let me know who you think are what your score predictions are for both of these games. My personal predictions is 7-4 Sweden over Czechia and Switzerland 5-3 over Team Germany. We have a few score predictions in there. We have a member's prediction, Ixion, who says 3-2 Sweden. Sweden 4-3 over Czechia. Switzerland 5-2 over Germany. And then we have Czechia needs a win after what happened against Slovenia. They certainly do. We'll see what the bounce back is going to be today. Should be interesting there. I say Sweden 2-1 over the Czechs and 5-1 Switzerland over Germany. We'll see whether that becomes true today. 10-0 Sweden and easy. Time will tell. Unfortunately, Czechia is going to end up losing. We'll see whether or not that's going to be true. And Kempney, I guess, is on the bench. He's got a runny nose or something. Is Kempney not playing today? I guess he's not. Michal Kempney not dressed in today's lineup. Same with Jan Mandat for Team Czechia. As head coach of Germany, Harald Kreis just got caught trying to mark up a water bottle so that everyone knows that it's his. It was quite entertaining. Looked like a deer in headlights. Radim Rulik, the head coach for Team Czechia. This will be his final year at this tournament. He will be returning back to the Czech Extraliga following this tournament here. They're showing Viggo Bjork and Ivar Stenberg giving each other some smelling salts before this game starts. Finland 6, USA 2. Yeah, it was a good win by the Finns earlier today. We are just about underway for time slot number 2 of the Men's World Championship action. Josef Kozináš in for Team Czechia. Magnus Hellberg in net for Team Sweden. We will see which team can come out on top today as puck is about to drop, and we are just about underway here. Sedlak in the faceoff dot loses. Sweden with the opening faceoff draw of today. We'll see if that is a sign of things to come here. Ekholm back to play it for Sweden. We will see whether or not they are going to be able to be successful in this game as the first whistle goes. Seems to be a whistle. They are not entirely sure what the call was. Kind of a weird developing play. Is there a penalty already? No. Play just comes back out to center ice. Or neutral zone, I guess, and must be an offside. De La Rose now against Sedlak in the faceoff dot. Sweden wins the faceoff draw, and they'll look up ice. Ekholm works it up now. Passes it forward, tipped in. Kozináš out to play it for the Czechs. Puck will come out to center ice. Back to get it is Ekholm for the Swedes. Meyer works in for Switzerland. Holmstrom dumps it down deep for the Swedes. Kept in at the line. Ekman Larsson shot, blocked up top. And the Czechs now work back in transition. Tomaszek gets puck taken away from him, and back up come the Swedes. Bjork to Stenberg. Oh, a nice play there. Over to Raymond. Raymond spins it. Shot. Fake. Stenberg back to the point. Raymond shot. Coach Nash doesn't know where the rebound is, but gets dumped out. And there'll already be a penalty in the game against Switzerland. I believe that penalty call will go up against the Swiss. Germany will head to the early power play here, where they will see if they're going to be able to find themselves on the board early in this one. Haig works up for the Swedes, passes it off to Heinemann. Heinemann rims it around the boards. Sundqvist first on it for the Swedes, but the puck will be cleared out and moved up by the Czechs. With a man up front, tipped out in front, but stopped by Hellberg. And a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle. Milovsky there with the opportunity for the Czechs. But Germany will be on the power play, looking for their first goal of the game. Germany coming off a bit of a disappointing loss against Latvia yesterday. A game that we did predict. And if you watched our day recap video yesterday, we did keep the receipts from our prediction video with everyone, and rightfully so, saying that that's probably not going to happen. But that's why you make predictions, because sometimes they come true. Just sometimes, not always. Although this tournament's been pretty good for our predictions so far. This overall tournament, we've been pretty sharp with our score lines. We've had quite a few rightly predicted games. We had Canada predicted right today, a 5-1 win over the Danes. Can't say that the expectation value of that game really went as expected, but at the same time, it did go the way the final score did end up going the way we predicted, so we'll take it. Johnny says Sweden 2, Czechia 3 in a shootout, so 3-2 Czechs. And then Switzerland 4-2 over Germany. I do like that. I think I have 4-2 Germany or 4-2 Switzerland as well. That's 5-3. Shot on net from long distance. Swedes working the offensive end again. So far, really the only chances have come from the Swedish side so far. And the puck cleared out for the Swiss-Germany game, as the Germans really struggling to get much going over in their respective game. The Czechs work around. Shot scores! Czechia gets on the board first today. And just like that, Matej Blumel with the goal for the Czechs, and the score is 1-0 here. A relatively harmless shot from the point finds its way through, a nice tip there, and all of a sudden, Czechia leads 1-0. A shot that was missing the net wide, Hronek there, and Blumel brings it all the way back in. An excellent tip. Wow, what a tip there by Blumel to bring that puck back in. Czechia 1, Sweden 0. And all of a sudden, the Swedes not looking so hot. Cleared in. Czechs will dump it down deep. Shot from the point. Misses wide. And here comes Sweden back the other way. Stenberg tries to find Bjork. Oh, a nice move there behind the Czech net. Sweden going crazy there. Shot. Misses wide. This is probably going to be one of the few games where we have a pretty even split between our crowd. I think we have quite a few people from both Sweden and Czechia who typically are a part of these live streams. So I'm interested to see kind of what the breakdown ends up being here, because I know that there is a fair amount of split between those two countries, especially on this channel. because Czechia is extremely popular here. Latvia always does extremely well. Switzerland has been kind of a resurging team over the last little bit as well. Haig drops it off. So we're right at the point shot. Kožinaš with the save there. Slovakia, very popular as well, especially after the Olympic run. And then Canada, the US, typically. So we will see. Czechs and Swedes. Czechia leads 1-0 over in Germany and Switzerland. Game still tied at 0. Switzerland kills off the opening power play. As they look ahead, Heinemann works back to the point. Shimmy and shakes. Tries to drop it off. Johansson there. But Heinemann able to pick it back up for the Swedes. Heinemann shot. A lot of goal interference with the goalie there. No call. Heinemann there throwing around the body. The Czechs now. Hronek will try and flip it up the boards. Kept in by Johansson, who will fire it down into the opposite corner. Tries to drop it off, but the Czechs will collect it. Try and bring it back behind their own net. De La Rose with a little bit of pressure there. Forces the agenda. Carlson will work up. Passing it over. Ekholm now will dump it down with the weird bounce play on Kožinaš there, able to make the stop. De La Rose passes it off to Holmstrom. Over to Ekholm. Ekholm tries to shoot it. Ends up getting blocked out front. And the Czechs now will work back up ice. Sedlak. Oh, a nice pass there. Tries to feed it back. Shot. Oh, and turned away there. Galvis with the opportunity for the Czechs. Galvis, the player, has been relatively quiet thus far at this tournament, expecting him to definitely bring it up a notch. We saw him, of course, at the World Junior campaign not so long ago. A really important player for that Czech team who ended up taking home the silver medal, losing to Sweden in that gold medal game. So a little bit of retribution here. Both Viggo Bjork and Ivar Stenberg were on that World Junior team as well. Frondell was as well. I don't believe Frondell is playing today, though. Jack Berglund was actually on that team as well. There were a fair number of players, I believe, on that team. Was Berglund on the team? Pretty sure Berglund was on that team. Might have been the year before. But we'll see here for these teams whether or not they are going to be able to be successful in today's games. Obviously, a big opportunity here. Moves in. The Czechs now. Oh, and a prime opportunity there. Unfortunately, does not go for them. And now we'll head to our first power break of the game between Sweden and Czechia. A reminder to please smash that subscribe button and hit the like button. And Germany now works out 3-on-1. Germany 3-on-1 back the other way. Visman tries to mick, but ends up getting broken up. Too fancy with it. Too many passes. Mick back up to the point now. Shot looking for deflection in front. Jaeger with the opportunity there. Mick fires it in. Giannoni plays it out to the corner to Visman. Shot blocked. Switzerland tries to work back up the rush. Ends up getting shut down. So obviously a big game for a team like the Swiss, where whenever you play a good team like Germany or you play a good team even like Switzerland for both these sides, you always try and bring your best. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not. But you expect a certain level from your team, and I'm not sure we've seen that to this point. As they're barking at each other. Referee's barking at the Swiss player. And obviously when you look at it, it should be, we're going to see which team could end up walking away with that game. But I'm excited to see Germany and Switzerland. That's probably one of the better games of today too. Unfortunately, they put two of the best games at the same time slot because this very well could be a marquee matchup and one that I would absolutely, you'd absolutely have kind of that big live stream for. But Czechia and Sweden back underway, 12:25 left to go in the first period, actually both games, as they will drop the puck here. Berglund in the face-off dot. Hopschwitz. Ekholm plays it back. Fires it down. Grunstrom with Berglund. The Czechs now break it back up ice, though. Stretch pass. Oh, and Burnsham shot. Hellberg doesn't know where it is. Rebound chance. Blown off. Chernok incensed at the official for calling that off. Rebound was right in the crease, and Chernok knocked it right in. The referee adamant it's no goal, but the play might still be alive. You never really know. Wow. Wow. And a great opportunity there for the Czechs as they burned on the backside. Baranek, good opportunity there. Oh, wow, that should be a goal too. Why is it goaltender interference? The puck is absolutely loose. What time is the whistle blown at? That should definitely count if you can challenge it. That puck is right in the crease. Now this should be interesting whether or not they do end up challenging. If they can challenge, I assume they would. The call on the ice was no goal. The puck was covered. Are they giving a penalty now too? Wow, this could be a huge swing for this Czech team. What should have been a goal on, oh no, mine, it's 4-on-4, or both coincidental minors. I'm actually very surprised by that. Where was it covered? Because that puck is absolutely loose. Wow. Chernok with a prime opportunity there. But it will not count, and they will not be allowed to challenge that play. A potential turning point in that game, and I already look forward to the comments saying that the Swedes rigged the deck today. But a goal in that period that should have counted, that ended up not. Switzerland will head to the power play as well. Shot out front, looking for the rebound, no good. Szymanski rolls in shorthanded. Yossi, and a big collision there. Both guys get up okay. Why wasn't the goal counted? I have no idea. I actually have no idea. That should have been a goal. The puck was loose, but they said that the puck was covered. Why no challenge? I don't believe you can challenge it if it's called no goal on the ice. Because they ruled that the puck was covered, and you can't challenge when the puck was covered. If they ruled it like goaltender interference or something, you could challenge that. But because it was ruled the puck was covered, it's not a challengeable play. Because the whistle would have went, and so because of that, you can't end up challenging it. Peterson shot, looking for the tip in front from Heineman. Turned right by Kojinash. Germany and Switzerland, under 10 minutes to play. Switzerland, 30 seconds left on their power play. And a turnover at the line. Germany works right back in shorthanded. Leubel. Shoots it on net. Shinoni out to play it. turns it away. Opportunity there for the Swedes. Some rebounds, bouncing puck around. Haig's shot misses wide of the net. De La Rose with it now for the Swedes. Andrew Ghetto tries to feed it forward. Shot from the point, looking for the tip in front. Cannot find it. De La Rose shot misses over the net. And we had a power break over in Sweden and Czechia. 9:44 left to go in the first period. As you take a look over at Switzerland and Germany, power play has expired. Reichel works in for Germany. Reichel throws it off the back of the net. Should account 100%. I'm with you guys. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just as confused as you are. Reichel, a great opportunity there, but some good defense by the Swiss to tie up the man. Germany with a much better offensive performance so far in this game than what we saw yesterday off the start against the Latvians. They're really carrying it over from that game. Because they did bring it back at the end, right? Like they played better and better as that game went on. Unfortunately, just couldn't beat a hot goaltender. But for Germany, this has been a disappointing tournament to start with. A nice feed there. A nice stretch pass there. Timo Meyer works in for Switzerland's shot. Looking for the rebound. Good save there by the German goaltender. Jonas Stettmer in net for Germany today after Grubauer has been given the day off. We'll see whether or not that becomes a bit of an issue for them there. For Switzerland, of course, Leonardo Giannoni in net for their team. Not too much of a surprise there, especially considering that he's the go-to guy and they're playing against a good team in Germany today. Stenberg. And tries to feed it over to Bjork, but no good. Johansson feeds it forward. Tries to get it to Bjork. Ends up not being able to get there. Nice pass there. Johansson passes it over. Raymond. Stenberg. Puck comes out of the zone, but Bjork able to win another puck battle. And just unfortunately, puck comes the other way there. Moves it up to Stenberg. Stenberg wanders his way in. Throws it forward. Bjork with the puck now. Bjork kicks it to his stick. Bjork fires it down to Raymond, who works behind the net. Raymond walks out, shoots. Rebounds cannot be found. Passes it forward. Over to Raymond. Raymond walks in with it. Raymond shoots. And a good save there by Koji Nash. And Stenberg just whacks Tiashek in the face from the Czechs, and that should be a penalty. As Stenberg will go to the box for another undisciplined penalty today. Tiashek, the most recent recipient of that play. Switzerland now works in shot, saved by Stettmer. Good stop there. And Czechia, I do believe, will be heading to the power play here. Ivar Stenberg with an unnecessary roughing penalty. Cannot believe the call, but the Czechs will head to the power play for their second of the game, or their first of the game, rather. Galvis works in, or Sedlak, rather. We've been talking quite a bit on these streams. It does take me a little bit to get used to the new players on each team, especially with the numbers, because a lot of them look similar from old tournaments. And apparently Sedlak looks a lot like Tomas Galvis from the World Junior team is actually on this World Championship squad as well. Puck gets worked in. Moves it back up. Big rebound chance over in Germany. Switzerland. Swiss end up controlling it. Moves it over. Shot. Scores! Kubalik for Czechia makes it 2-0. And a huge goal for the Czechs on the power play puts them ahead of Team Sweden 2-0. Wow, look at this Czech team go today. After being embarrassed by Slovenia 2 days before, Czechia has rallied their way back early in this game and have taken a 2-0 lead. A blast from Kubalik from the point sees it through Hellberg's blocker side, and Czechia has taken the 2-goal lead. Power play goal for the Czechs, which will end that now. Ivar Stenberg costs his team in another way. Johansson walks in with it now. Tries to feed it over. Nice play there. Tries to get it to the front. But the Czechs here will work in the offensive end. Switzerland and Germany just hit the 5-minute mark with 0-0 tied. So rebound chance, scores! The Czechs have done it again! 3-0 now. Jakub Fleck with the goal makes it 3-0 Czechia. And this game's getting out of hand. And there's some extracurriculars after the whistle as Johansson's down for the Swedes and Ekman Larsson's crying out for a penalty. But the score will be 3-0 for the Czechs as Jakub Fleck will get himself on the board here. We promised a high-scoring game, right? We did promise a high-scoring game for this one, but wow, I would not have expected that. Jakub Fleck picks up the rebound over the after a low-angle shot there. Just kind of scurries out, and Fleck able to get to that puck first. Grunstrom tries to get back for the Swedes, but can't. And Fleck has made it 3-0 for the Czechs. I believe they will also be heading to the penalty kill now. We will see whether that is the case. I mean, they might end up. There was a lot of extracurriculars after the whistle. Fleck ends up. Skoczka. Someone ended up on the ground there, so I'm not sure what's Czechia if it's Sweden for 3. In fact, they've actually got them for 4, but one of them didn't end up counting. Yep, as our Czech friends are reminding. Oh, this ref's yelling at somebody. Ekman Larsson is yelling at the official. Something's going under review. Ekman Larsson's getting thrown into the box here. He is incensed, whatever it is. What is happening here? Is this going to be a major penalty? On Sweden, maybe? On Ekman Larsson? Why is Ekman Larsson... Oh, I see. He cross-checked him after the goal. Is that not just to the back? Or is that after it goes in that he's doing that? Oh, he follows it up afterwards. That could be the reason why. Does he ever get him in the neck area, or is it just on the back? That should be a 2-minute cross-check, I think. Is the goal being challenged, or is it the 5-minute major that's being challenged? What is happening in this game today? Coach's challenge on the goal? That's a terrible challenge to take. Oh, maybe that's what they're looking at. Oh, and Johansson gets it in the face. What is happening in this game? There's like 2 legitimate major penalties and a goal, I guess, being challenged right now. What in the world is going on here? Oh, no. I think they are calling the Czechs there for the major. This is chaos. This is actually chaos. Over in Switzerland and Germany, because I know that's what everyone's curious about right now, it is currently 0-0 as they are just about to enter the 5th minute, or 3 minutes left here to play in the first period. But I feel like there was so much that happened on that last play after that Czech goal. Germany eliminated Switzerland in 2021 and 2023 quarterfinals. Switzerland got revenge in 2024. They will look to put the Germans in an even worse spot today. But I would be surprised if that's not a 5-minute major on the Czech side. I don't know whether the Czechs, though, will start on the power play 4-on-3. Wow, a 5-minute major's now called. Five on 4, I guess we're playing. So Sweden will go to the power play, I believe. Although if Ekman Larsson is a 2-minute rough and the one guy is a 5-minute major, then that should be 4-on-4. It should be 4-on-4. I'm not sure the refs know what they're talking about. Unless the Swedes have the extra penalty, and then it'd be 5-on-4 for the Czechs. But it's definitely a 5-minute major on the Czechs for a cross-check to the head. It was not a pretty play there. Jan Skoczka for the Czechs is the recipient of the 5-minute major. He will go a 5 in a game for cross-checking. So that's the first penalty. That's the 5-minute major. That will stay on the board for the rest of it. Oliver Ekman Larsson got a 2-minute penalty for roughing. And so I'm not sure. The IIHF site doesn't even know what's happening. So then Ekman Larsson, I guess, has a 2-minute penalty as well. Oh, and a chance there for Switzerland as it does not go in. Final minute of play here in the first period over in that game. Kubalik will go to serve the penalty. So it should be 4-on-4. Should be what it is with the 5-minute major. How is this even possible? What is happening right now? IIHF site hasn't even updated it yet. They're drawing stuff out right now. Okay. So I guess we're good now. So it is going to be 4-on-4. Ekman Larsson with the penalty for Sweden. And Skoczka, the 5-minute major for the Czechs. We will play 4-on-4 in this game for at least a little bit longer. And then we will see after those 2 minutes are done, Swedes will be on the extent of that 3-minute remaining of the 5-minute major, where they can score as many times as they need on that potential break. Raymond moves it over the point, works it along. Oh, a nice move there. Swedes now work in with it. Oh, and this Raymond puck taken away. Raymond, nice move there. Passes it along the boards, Johansson. The puck ends up flipping it out. And the Czechs now work back in. 2-on-1 emerging here. Goes for the pass, backdoor feed. Great save by Hellberg. And the puck comes back out the other way. Sweden with numbers going back the other way now. Raymond with the nice move. Raymond works in, throws on the brakes, ends up getting the puck knocked off him. And the Czechs will collect it behind their own net. 1 minute left to go now in that. Over in Germany and Switzerland, Meyer punches Hudel in the face. I believe he might be getting a penalty for that. Germany will head to the power play. Stella Rose now works in. There's exactly 1 second left on the clock in Germany and Switzerland in this first period. Tries the back pass up to the point. Larson shot. Good save there by Kozhinash. And it's first intermission for Germany and Switzerland. Germany will start the second period with the man advantage for pretty much the duration of the full 2 minutes. 1:59 will be on the clock for that one. What a weird last few minutes we had. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road now to 2,100 subscribers here on YouTube. We did just hit 2,000 earlier today. A big thank you to everyone for helping in that goal. I'm looking forward to seeing how much further we can get for this Men's World Championship run. As well, while you're at it, do smash the like button and let us know who you think is going to win in our live poll. Currently, on our poll, we have 97 votes registered. 63% of people think that the Czechs will pull through with the win. 37% for the Swedes. We will see whether or not that ends up coming true today. A reminder that our original prediction for this game was a bit of a high-scoring one. We had 7-4 for Team Sweden in the end, with the Swedes about to go on to the 5-minute, or the remainder of the 5-minute major. We will see whether or not that is going to end up happening today. Should be interesting there, as the scoreboard has decided that it doesn't want to sit there anymore, which is kind of interesting. But 4-on-4 for a little bit longer, and then I believe it's less than a minute now, if I'm not mistaken. And then we will go to the 5-minute major for the Swedes, where they will look to try and get themselves into that prime position here. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to do so. Czechia leads 3-0. Germany and Switzerland tied after the first intermission, or at the first intermission. The Czechs will work it down low. 15 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. Then it'll be a 3-minute, 5-minute major, or 3-minute major for the Swedes to try and score as many goals as they possibly can. They will not lose their power play in that stretch, as that will do it for the 4-on-4. Sweden will now go to the the power play here, 5-on-4. 2:53 left to go in that power play as of right now. 5 minutes left to go in this period, as the Swedes will work in. Bit of an interesting start here with the second unit out there for Sweden. We will see whether or not they're going to be able to find their way through and find that opening goal. Heinemann now works in for the Swedes. Shoots. Scores! Sweden gets their first on the power play. Persson with the goal on that one. And Sweden brings themselves within 2. The importance of a 5-minute major means that you get as many chances as you possibly can to score on this power play. This is going to be interesting. Czechia 3, Sweden 1. Sweden will remain on the power play, where they'll have another probably 2.5 minutes to try and score, see if they can get even tied in this game. A big swing in momentum for sure, as there's going to be a lot of downward pressure now applied on this Czechia team. Sweden versus Czechs versus refs. I feel like it is a 3-way battle at this point. Scoreboards on the screen. What happened to the leaderboard? Puck played around. And here comes Sweden now. 4 minutes left to go in the period. 2 minutes to go on the power play. As that will not be ruled offside. Instead, the Czechs will take it and dump it the length of the ice. Hellberg with the puck. Passes it over to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson will wheel it up behind the Czech net. Drop it off there for Stenberg. Stenberg stretches, passes up to Bjork. We'll drop it back off. Berglund first on it for the Swedes. Run it back around the boards. First on it will be Raymond for the Swedish team. Hronek able to pick off that pass, trying to get it back, but Stenberg takes the puck now. Gives it off to Bjork. Viggo Bjork rims it around the boards over to Raymond. Raymond drops it back off the boards. The Swedes having difficulty getting much going here. Stenberg now with the puck. Puts it up to the point to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson with the puck over to Stenberg's shot. Kojinash able to make the save there. Ekman Larsson with the puck. Drops it off to Raymond. Raymond walks in with it. Backdoor feed potential. Stenberg takes the puck. Hands it off to Raymond. Raymond walks in, shoots. Saved by Kojinash. And Ekman Larsson now gets the rebound for the Swedes. Berglund. Over to Stenberg. Back to Bjork. Back to Stenberg. Up to the point to Ekman Larsson. Over to Raymond. Puck was broken up there as Fleck was able to get in the zone, in that passing lane. And now all of a sudden, this game gets a little bit more complicated for the Swedes. They only have 30 seconds left on the power play, where they will look to see if they can potentially kind of get that extra goal. They need probably one more on this power play for it to be worth it. Heineman tries to throw it across. Sundqvist works it back over to Heineman. Heineman works up to the point to Persson. Shot from the point. Scores! Sweden makes it 3-2 now. And a booming shot from the line from Simon Holmstrom. And Sweden now gets on the board for a second time on this power play. We will see whether there's any more opportunity there for them, but that probably will spell the end there. Czechia 3, Sweden 2. And a great shot by Holmstrom to beat Kojinash in the top side on the glove side. Wow. And just like that, the Swedes have brought themselves back within a goal. 15 seconds left to go on this power play. We'll see if there's any last opportunities here for the Swedes as they'll wheel it up one last time. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. Holmstrom works in now. Holmstrom, nice move there. Shot. Oh, and a great save there by Kojinash. Prime opportunity there for the Swedes. Looking for the backdoor jam play. Unable to, and that will do it for the power play. Stretch pass. Trying to find Kubalik coming out of the box, but can't. As the Swedes now, Holmstrom again will wheel it up ice. Holmstrom drops it off to Karlsson. Karlsson gets tied up. Ekholm tries to flip it out. We'll do the hand pass, and will be touched up by the Swedes. That will be ruled a hand pass and come back out to neutral ice. Wow, what a stretch of hockey there. Quite the Swedes face cross check, 2 minutes, check major, regular goal being called off. I will grant you that the refs in this game have been fairly against the Czechs to this point. That is a fair statement to make, or a fair claim to make, I guess. Sundqvist lines up against Tomaszek. .135 left to go in this first period. Czechia still in the lead, 3-2 now. The Swedes did score 2 goals on that 5-minute major, or I guess 3-minute major, if you will. This puck will be clear the length of the ice. That's the kind of pushback you need from the Swedes. We knew this game was coming in was going to be high scoring, right? That's not too much of a surprise there, but interesting game for sure. Sundqvist lines up against Tomaszek in the face-off dot. Sundqvist Scramble draw. Eventually won by the Swedes. It's one of the longer draws we've seen today. Hronek wheels it up for the Czechs. Tries to get it up there, but will end up getting the puck back. Hronek in his own end will cycle it across the line to his defensive partner. Throws on the brakes. Back to Hronek. Hronek now trying to find a seam, trying to look up ice. 1 minute to go now in this period. Czechia still in the lead, 3-2. Johansson now for the Swedes will pick up the puck and look up ice. Johansson with the puck. Stretch pass, Grunstrom rather. Oh, and puck picked off. Opportunity there. Grunstrom there in proximity. Stretch pass. Tries for the back pass. And back works up the Swedes now. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Puck rimmed around. And that should do it. 5 seconds on the clock. The Czechs will run out the clock in this one. And Czechia will take a 3-2 lead into the first intermission of today's game. Wow. I guess we can try and talk about what just happened in that start to this game. We promised that this Czech-Sweden game was going to be a good one. That was the one promise I had for today. And, I mean, I like to think it lined up pretty nicely there. Don't want to be disrespectful, but are those refs Canadian? They actually probably are. That's the best part about that. Actually, I probably have it here. In Sweden, Czechia, the refs are Finnish, German, US, and Swiss. Your referees for this game are Finnish and German. But it is a fair question to ask. I'll grant you that. I mean, this has been a strange period. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you are new here, be sure to smash the like button as we try and figure out what the heck just happened in that period. Czechia goes up 3 goals in that period early on. You can add in a fourth that was ruled whistle blown before the puck was even covered. And then they scored. The Czechs scored on that, didn't end up counting. And so that was a 4-0. It would have been 4-0 at that point. They then take a 5-minute major for cross-checking a guy in the face. Ekman Larsson from Sweden also gets a penalty there, so it's only a 3-minute major instead of the full 5. Then we saw 2 goals on the back half of the 5-minute major, which ended up being the difference maker to keep this game as close as it is right now, going 3-2. But wow, what a game. Back and forth to the very end. That was something. Actually insane. Actually an insane period of hockey. Switzerland and Germany still tied at 0, so we'll be having that second period coverage coming up extremely shortly here. Just awaiting that period to kick back in. Wow. We will, obviously, in the first intermission, we talk a little bit about the games that were. I don't think it's going to be too long of an intermission, considering Switzerland and Germany should be starting up fairly soon. But make sure to get your questions into the chat. If you have any in there, we will answer any of those questions you may have during this first intermission. We will also likely do it for the second as well. I'll be covering Germany and Switzerland once they do resume, though. Wow, what a game. What a game it's been. First intermission, Germany, Switzerland tied at 0s. Czechia and the Swedes, 3-2 for the Czechs. This game for Switzerland has been fairly, undisciplined so far. You look at this team, they have struggled a little bit to kind of keep their discipline intact. They've sent Germany to a lot of power plays thus far, We will see whether or not that is going to end up continuing. But as of right now, a bit of a cause for concern for them in that respect. We'll see if that changes at all, obviously, as this game does continue to trek along. How about Canada scoring last 5 goals in the last period? That was a crazy end to that game. And it was, we were live for it this morning. Freaking out at that second intermission. We were kind of losing our minds a little bit. And I mean, rightfully so. You think about the Canadian team over the last few years and how much they've struggled. But I think it shows, you really see coaching come out, especially in that third period, and partially to do with leadership as well. And so I think how quickly they came out and how fast they started with had a big part about that. You even saw kind of before they scored, they came out with a lot of pressure as well. So I do think that as much as it was a bit of a struggle for them to get to that point, when they did eventually start getting going, and they did score a goal in that second period, but got called back due to the offside. And so for Canada, the floodgates started to open, and when they got their chances, they did bury them now in that third period. So it was good to see them kind of make their way back in this game, but oh my gosh, Canada today nearly blew it against Denmark for the second straight year. It's kind of nuts for sure. Okay, what else do we have here? I can already smell the goal in the first power play. Question is just who will score for sure. And I think as much as the Swiss haven't been terribly disciplined, neither have the Germans. So we'll see which team ends up kind of giving each other that first goal of the game. It'll be interesting to see for sure. Do you think Latvia will make the quarterfinals? I do. I do think that they will. We had that in our prediction video as well, so that's not necessarily a new thought, but I do still believe that they'll go out and beat Austria tomorrow. That's probably their biggest game of the tournament now, or if they can beat Austria, then it comes down to all they have to do is beat either Great Britain or Hungary, assuming the rest of this tournament proceeds as expected. And then from there, the question becomes, well, how much farther can they end up going? Because they potentially could go extremely further in this tournament because they are a very good team. And they have the ability to pull off an upset. The U.S. team, I'd say, is one that they can absolutely beat. It's not that they're favorites, but very similar to the game against the Germans where they can definitely beat them. I don't think that they will, but it'll definitely be a closer game. Should be interesting there for this Latvian team, but I do expect them to make it into the playoff rounds, which is very exciting for them as they will chase their second medal ever at a double IIHF tournament. We'll see whether or not they can get the job done there. I'd love to know what went on in that Canadian locker room between the second and third periods. I think it was a mix between good leadership and good coaching, a lot of screaming most likely, but it was good to see them kind of come back out really firing in that third period. On your prediction video, you said it's going to be 4-7. Are you still sure about that? I do. I think that's still relatively in line. I'm expecting the Swedes to come out a little bit more better in this second period. Wouldn't surprise me to see it be a little bit more high scoring now, but we knew that this game was going to have a lot of goals coming in, and I don't think it's disappointed in that respect. But this Germany-Switzerland game is back on now for second period action between these two teams. We will see Germany once again starting on the power play as Seider gives it off back to Seider, down low to Szymanski. Szymanski up to the point to Seider. Seider works over, back up to Seider at the point. Shot. Blocked out front. Seider shot. Looks for the deflection. Szymanski now with it along the half wall. Passes it back up to Seider. Seider with the puck. Seider waits with it, holds with it. Moves over to Szymanski. Szymanski passes it down. Over to Cahoon. Cahoon with the puck. Continues with it. Cahoon now walks in, passes it down low to Szymanski. Szymanski back up to Cahoon to the point. Seider's shot blocked out front, and the Swiss will clear it the length of the ice. Good sequence there from this Swiss team to block out a lot of those shots. After the second period, a Danish fan gave me a not-so-friendly reminder of last year's quarterfinals. Oh, that's good. Puck rimmed around. Giannoni out to play it for the Swiss. Captain by Gavanke. Puck now. Fishbook. Gets the puck knocked off him, and that puck will go the length of the ice down into the German end. 15 seconds left to go on this German power play. We will see whether or not it will spell the end for them here. as the look of ice, trying to hit the player coming out of the box, or Meyer coming out of the boxes. That will do it for the German power play. Swiss now with the stretch pass up to Meyer. Puck rimmed around as the Swiss now will try and work it back in up ice. If you are new here, be sure to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button on this stream. Let me know what your score prediction is down in the chat below as well. Oh, a nice play, a nice shot there, nearly got through. As well, make sure to vote in our poll who you think is going to win between the Czechs and the Swedes. Currently at first intermission here. 3-2 the score, and what can best be described as a hectic first period. As the Germans with some good offensive zone time right here. Visman now turn the corner, looking for the pass in front. Jam play with Giannoni, but he will cover up. And a little bit of extracurriculars after the whistle as Mick gets into it. But nothing further. Why is there not a lot of countries in the tournament? I mean, there's 16 teams in this tournament, so there are a fair number compared to the normal IIHF tournament, which is about 10 for most, 8 in some. And so the women's under 18s, I guess, is the only one as of right now that has 8. Women's World Championship used to have 8. The Olympic Games has 12 on the men's side, 10 on the women's side. Women's Worlds has 10 teams, and then World Juniors has 10 teams as well. They do also have lower division tournaments, and so that's where we see a lot of the other teams coming into this ranking, and so you have to earn your promotion up to the top division. So we covered the Division 1A World Championships in our short form content. We cover all the lower divisions in our short form content, and so you saw Kazakhstan and Ukraine end up as the two teams who will be promoted up to the top division for next year's tournament, which will be in Germany. So that should be an interesting tournament there for next year. We'll see who ends up showing up. And part of the beauty of it is you never really know who is going to be on these teams, because a lot of it has to do with, are people still in the NHL playoffs? Are people kind of, still playing, number one, but also hurt in injuries? And every year it's a different team. That's the part of the beauty of this tournament, but it's definitely interesting. Down, puck comes up. Good stop there. Szymanski now works up. Oh, and tripped up on the play. Is that going to be a call? It will be. Penalty upcoming to Switzerland. A tripping call as Szymanski finds his way back to the bench. Germany will head to the power play. What do we have here? What else do we got? 5-minute game is okay, but Sweden should have 3 penalties from the same situation, all 3 for roughing. Fair. Yeah, I'll be honest, I thought that's what they called that first time when there was 2 guys in the box for the Swedes. So it looked as if they might have an issue there. Hischier lines up in the dot for Switzerland. Gelius for Germany. Puck one back to the German team. They are on the power play here, trying to find the first goal of the game. Gelius moves it up. Oh, and nearly going back the other way. We were the Swiss, but the Germans will end up taking the puck back into their own end, collect it behind the net, and they'll lose it again. Been a tough start for this power play in particular, who has had quite a few chances to start this game, have not been able to capitalize on those opportunities. Pass comes across and stood up at the line again. Switzerland with a very efficient penalty kill to start this game. It's had to be good so far. And that puck will be flipped all the way down the ice. 15:05 left to go in this second period. So the puck will come out once again. German team really struggling here. Tiffels now with the opportunity. Tiffels walks over the line down to Cahoon. Cahoon drops it back up to Sider at the point. Sider works down low to Cahoon. Cahoon over to Sider. Sider works over. Reichel works down low behind the net. Over to Cahoon. Cahoon walks in with it. Cahoon throws on the brakes to Sider. Shot. Rebound loose. Jammed away up by Tiffels, but will be covered up by Giannoni. Bookmakers favor Sweden by quite a lot. They should be expected to end up coming back in this game, but the Swedes are a better team on paper, to be honest. And they should end up taking this game, but it will be tight. Oh, nice save by Giannoni there to cover up that 5-hole. Nearly a chance or a goal there for the German team. Stiffel's ready to kind of pounce on it on the back door. Malgin loses the draw. Works in, shot. Oh, and Cahoon with a prime opportunity. Unable to get it past Giannoni. Reichel now works in. Tiffels. Sider back to Cahoon. Cahoon shoots. Was able to block that shot. Reichel now throws on the brakes from behind and outbreak the Swiss. Swiss now 2-on-2 merging. Yossi hits the trailer. Over to Malgin. Shot. Scores! Dennis Malgin shorthanded. Finds Switzerland on the board in this one. Switzerland 1, Germany 0, as Dennis Malgin gets Switzerland on the board. A great shot there. And one of the players we actually said you should take in your fantasy league for those playing. Oh, and that shot by Cahoon hit off the side of the post. I thought Giannoni got across. But wow, what a nice play there. Malgin worked it back. Tic-tac-toe. Yossi, Hischer, Malgin into the back of the net. Switzerland 1, Germany 0 on the shorthanded goal by Dennis Malgin. The first of this game. We'll see whether or not the floodgates start to open now. After that first goal yesterday, we saw this German team kind of panic a little bit against when they played the Latvians. We'll see if it's more of the same today, as we are just about back underway for Czechia and Sweden action. A reminder, we'll be doing play-by-play for that game. However, we will also be keeping you updated on the Switzerland and Germany game. Turkov fires it around the boards. Niederreiter, the puck. As we will shift back into coverage from Sweden and Czechia. Back underway now between Sweden and Czechia. We'll see which team can come out on top here. Czechia leads 3-2 through the opening frame. A lot of offense expected to continue throughout this one. Larsson down, pinches down low for the Swedes. Works it around. Holmstrom throws on the brakes, trying to find the backside there. Unable to get it there. Ekholm fires it around. The Swiss with a lot of pressure in their game. Carlson will wheel it around. Bjork over to Carlson. Carlson feeds it out. Picks up the puck is Stenberg. Stenberg to the point. Works it over. Drops it off for Stenberg. Ivar Stenberg now with a nice move there. Stenberg wheels in, trying to find Raymond on the backside, unable to be able to fire that puck off. Stenberg over to Raymond. Raymond tries to make a move, but it is kept in at the line. Shot on net. Kozinash turns it into the corner. Bjork able to win the puck battle there, but Stenberg loses the puck, and the puck will come back out to center ice. As Swiss fans are jumping yet again in their game, that's kind of scary. I'd love to know what ends up going into that kind of design to make sure that when they do start jumping, the thing doesn't fall. Bisman shot from the point, blocked out front. Another block shot by the Swiss today. They've had quite a few of them. Oh, and Andrew Ghetto now with his goal of this game. Malgin from Andrew Ghetto. Get used to hearing that quite a bit this tournament. Switzerland 2, Germany 0. And a big goal there for Switzerland as they find themselves up 2 goals. A defensive breakdown on that one as Visman just completely misses it. Oh, what a play. Meyer, Malgin, Andrighetto on the goal on that attempt. Tic-tac-toe again. Switzerland 2, Germany 0. Puck will be rimmed around. Flipped out. Persson ends up losing it. Back up come... Whoa! Hellberg nearly loses that. .10:45 left to go in the second period between Switzerland and Germany. Switzerland now leads by a score of 2-0. If you are new here, please do smash the like button and hit this subscribe button. As well, let us know who you think is going to win between Sweden. And they score again. Christoph Berschi now with the goal. And the floodgates have now been opened between Switzerland and Germany. 3-0 Switzerland. And they're starting to run away with this one. We'll see if there's any response from this German team who have been unusually quiet in tonight's game. Puck dumped down deep. Czechs get tied up down low behind their goal. Floodgates have an open dam. Funny. I'm here all night. So the Czechs now get worked down below their own line. This game running away from this German team now. Puck played up to Carlson. Carlson works it in. Carlson with the move. Shot. Misses over the net. Oh, and back the other way. Baranak. Chance. Shot. Runs into his own goaltender. That's got to be in. And again, all three Czech players about to go attack the ref. As even that play looked like it might have been over the goal line. They'll likely end up reviewing this one. Now we will 3 goals in 3:33 for the Swiss. Thank you, Nick. It's a big hit there. Coming back up the other way, the question is, as the Swedish player Holmstrom ran through Hellberg, will there be enough conclusive evidence to overturn this call? Plays under review for another goal. This is another review that we will have as another one where we see the... Okay, here we go. Let's play the game is where's the puck? Hellberg takes it, gets shoved in by his own guy. The issue is that there's never going to be enough conclusive evidence here to end up overturning this call. because you're never going to be able to see the puck. Like, there's no way you see the puck on any of these angles. His glove's in the net, but, like, is the puck in his net or no? Or is the puck in his glove or no? Because there's no way you're going to be able to see the puck. That's the biggest issue here. You really just can't overturn unless you can see the puck go into the glove and the glove go over the line. Which I don't think you can, because I don't think the puck was in his glove. Maybe here. Is it in his glove? Or is it not in his glove? I'm trying to finish my school project, but I'm missing too much stuff. No one knows what's happening right now. Because they don't know if the puck is in his glove or not, because you can't see it, obviously. And the question is, where in his glove? So his glove is completely over the goal line. So if the puck is in his glove, it means that it should be a goal. But there's not going to be enough conclusive evidence, I don't think, to overturn this goal. We'll see. No goal called on the ice. Here is the decision. After review of the play, the puck completely crossed the goal line. We have a goal. Czechia now will lead 4-2 after Hellberg brings the puck over his own goal line. Czechia 4, Sweden 2. And a big goal there for this Czech team. Chernok will be credited, I do believe, with the goal. Oh, and the puck is in his glove. You can see it. And with that, Czechia now leads 4-2 in this game. We'll see whether or not the Swedes are going to have some big comeback here. Time can only tell. So if we're playing the good old circle of wheels here, Czechia currently leading on the Swedes. Czechia lost to Slovenia. Are they going to call this offside now? That'd be funny. Ekman Larsson's still barking at the officials. Some things never do change. Now it might be a 7-4 Czech win. It very well could be. Raymond, stretch pass now. The Swedes now work back in. Stenberg, over to Bjork. Oh, and a boarding call, borderline on Hronek. And that will be a penalty call. We might actually see 2 5-minute majors in the same game, as Hronek pasted Stenberg into the boards there. Delayed penalty call coming. Goaltender out for the Swedes. As Viggo Bjork now will work in. Throw on the brakes, look back the other side. Bjork passes it off to Stenberg. Stenberg now will go for a little skate. Bjork runs a little interference in the neutral zone. Johansson with the puck. It's cross-checked down. And the whistle will go. As Hronek will go to the box for boarding. Potentially more. We'll see what the call is. No, it's going to be a 2-minute boarding call for pasting Stenberg into the boards there. And with that, Sweden will head to the power play once again. He's lucky that's not more, actually. That should have been a 5-minute major. That should have been the second 5-minute major of the game. Shocked they didn't end up reviewing that. But we'll see. An offside called over in Switzerland and Germany as there was a 2-on-0 evolving for the Swiss. Czechia 4, Sweden 2. Sweden now on the power play. Stenberg over to Bjork. Bjork with the puck. Bjork passes it off to Stenberg. Stenberg to Berglund, back to Stenberg. Stenberg to the point, Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson with the puck. Passes it down to Raymond. Raymond walks with it. Raymond waits to Bjork. Shot. And a good save there by Kozinash. An important kill for this Swedish team here. It was 1-0 a few minutes ago for Switzerland. Yeah, they scored 3 goals in 3 minutes and 33 seconds on this German team. Kind of the good old expression of when it rains, it does pour, and we saw that here. Raymond. They're showing on the screen now. Berglund lines up at the face-off dot against Chernak. The goal scorer technically for the Czechs. That puck will be sent all the way down the ice. Oh, and Hellberg misplays the puck. Comes back the other side, and nearly a chance evolved there for the Czechs as Hellberg went out to play it and nearly coughed up his own puck. As Raymond now with the puck for Sweden. We'll start to gear it up, looking on the offensive attack. Bjork with the puck, drops it back to Raymond. Raymond skates in with it now. Raymond dumps it off over to Bjork. Bjork to Stenberg, back to Bjork. Bjork, oh, nice pass there to Ekman Larsson rather. To Bjork, to Stenberg. Stenberg will walk with it at the point. Back to Ekman Larsson, back to Stenberg. Stenberg shifts it over to Raymond. Raymond to Bjork. Bjork back to Raymond. Raymond walks in with the puck. Goes for a little skate. Dipsy doodles. Raymond holds it down to Bjork. Bjork back to Raymond at the top. Raymond walking in with it. Tries to force feed it through into the slot area. Unable to get it there. Stenberg now behind the net behind the Czech net for Sweden. Raymond passes it over to Ekman Larsson. Shot. Ekman Larsson scores! Sweden brings themselves back within a goal on the power play as Oliver Ekman Larsson fires one home. Czechia 4, Sweden 3. And a big goal for Oliver Ekman Larsson on the power play as Sweden brings themselves back within a goal. Screen shot there. Berglund, a beautiful screen there. As the Swiss have kind of collapsed in their own end for most of this last few minutes. Hasn't been too much excitement over there. But the big one of now, Sweden does bring themselves back within a goal. 14 minutes left to play exactly between Czechia and Sweden. Cervenka ends up taking the face-off play. Puck comes out, and here comes back up the Swedes now. 13:50 to go. Puck played in. It'll be tipped over the glass. Switzerland breaks the stick, but a penalty call upcoming as Giannoni was heading to the box. Slash and call. Switzerland will head to their power play after this. Does the chat spoil goals for you? It comes faster. No, it actually doesn't. I believe this stream actually, when it posts to YouTube, it goes like about 30 seconds to a minute behind. And so I do actually see the goals before people comment it in the chat. So I don't typically, I don't actually see it, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Switzerland will head to the power play. Sweden has lost their power play, although as much as they would probably like one. Cervenka dumps the puck in deep. Ekholm will play it out for the Swedes. Sundqvist moves it up now. Nice pass there. Larsson on the backside. A lot of pressure in front of the net, but misses the net on the shot. Puck will come out back out. Ekholm with the puck. Collects it behind the Swedish net. He will move it up now over to Heineman. Heineman tries to kick it in. Puck gets taken away by the Czechs. Galvis moves it back to Hronek. Galvis with the puck. Galvis works in. Ekholm. Ekholm moves it over to Persson. Persson moves it up to Carlson. Carlson tries to feed it forward. Fleck. But puck gets taken away by the Swedes, and they will move it back up ice. Switzerland on the power play over in the other games. Switzerland leading 3-0 over Team Germany. Germany's continuing to struggle to score goals at this tournament, a big problem for them. A reminder, because I do have to say it, Germany is protected from relegation at this year's tournament as they are hosting next year's World Championship tournament, so they will not be relegated at this year's one. As the Swedes now work in, dump it down deep. .321 left to go in this period. Malgin fires it over, tries to get Yossi, can't. Andrighetto puts it back up to Yossi, down to Andrighetto. Andrighetto passes it down. Hischer, Jaeger, Yossi, Yossi back to Andrighetto. Works in, shot, misses wide of the net. Good opportunity there for this Swiss team. Suter with the opportunity there, trying to jam that one home. Unable to do so. Chat is about 1 minute ahead of the stream. That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm also seeing the chat in real time, so that so if you do comment something, I do end up seeing it. Is it ironic I'm enjoying a German beer as I'm cheering for the Swiss team? That is kind of funny. The Sweden Czechia game is on. Oh my God, Yossi just got absolutely demolished. Oh, a nice play there to Hischer. Hischer scores for the Swiss to make it 4-0 on the power play. Switzerland 4, Germany 0. And this one is just about out of hand. 4-0. Good old 4-zip for the Swiss. Wow. I'm not sure I don't think I even saw this one coming. This has been a dominant game so far. Power play is over on the power play goal. Nico Hischer comes right into the slot area and deposits it into the back of the net. This German team has struggled so far at this tournament. Some big losses so far. They opened the tournament with a loss against the Finns. They followed up with a loss against Latvia. Now they followed up with a loss against the Swiss. A real tough start for them here. Czechia and Sweden back underway. 11:31 left to go in the second period over. Oh, and they get another power play? Switzerland did got another power play there. Utter there for the Germans, got a penalty. Stenberg tries to throw it out front to Raymond. The good opportunity there. Bjork, shimmy and shakes. Bjork slides it down deep. Nice play there by Stenberg to create some separation. Stenberg now skates with it. Holds on to the puck. Stenberg goes for a skate. Passes it back to Bjork. Bjork, oh, and a misplay there. So Bjork will come back for the Swedes. Works in. Yossi scores, making it 5-0 now. Switzerland back in the lead again. This game is ugly. Ugly. With a big capital U. Ugly. Not good looking. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. If you are new here, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. As well, turn on post notifications and join our international community. We haven't checked in on our poll in a little while. We should probably do that at some point. 5-0 Switzerland over Team Germany. Definitely a surprise, to say the least, so far. 1:41 left to go in the second period, where we'll see if Switzerland can continue to add to their lead in this third. Galvis works across the line to Roenick. Shot. Turned away by Hellberg. Takes the puck. Sedlak looking for the streaking Galvis on the backside, unable to get there. Really like the way Galvis has looked at this tournament so far. He has been relatively quiet as far as the production goes, but have really thought he's played well so far. Knack with an opportunity nearly scores. As the Swiss are all over this German team now. Czechia. Tre Kronor shot from the point, turned away by Hellberg. Galvis now with the puck. Uses edges. Fires it back down. Berglund now working down in the corner for Sweden, trying to get the puck back. In Sweden's end. Galvis with the puck. Passes it down to Blumel. Matej Blumel. Passes the puck forward to Galvis. Galvis walks in. Tries to put it forward. Oh, and a huge hit there by Berglund. If you're not a train, get off the tracks. Moves it over. Shot from the point. A lot of traffic in front. Blocked on the way there. 9 minutes left to go now. 20 seconds left to go in Switzerland, Germany. So he walked in. Shot. Looking for the rebound. Unable to get there. 10 seconds left to go in Switzerland and Germany's second period. Deflection in front. Giannoni able to turn that one away. Now we'll go the length of the ice for icing, and that will do it for the second period of action here between Switzerland and Germany. 2-0 the score, or 5-0 the score after 2 periods of play. Wow. Wow. Carlson now works up for the Swedes. Holmstrom in pursuit. Puck will be flipped up, and we'll go the length of the ice for icing. Wow. It has been a crazy game thus far. Absolutely wild. I'm trying to chat, check games, and finish projects simultaneously. It has been an absolutely tremendous game so far between these two teams. The other one, maybe a little less great, but still, I'm sure for our Swiss friends, they are very happy about their performance so far. If you are new here, please do hit the like button. We have 50 people watching right now, 22 likes. Let's see if we can bump that like count up a little bit. Gudlevskis, something about America. Let's see. Promise my Latvian's getting better. What does it say? Put Gudlevskis against America? Yeah, for sure. I'd expect him to play against the U.S. now. I mean, assuming, obviously there's a big game coming up tomorrow for Latvia against Austria, where if they can beat Austria, then all they have to do is beat one of Great Britain or Hungary, and if they can do that, they will be on to the quarterfinal round, which will be a nice sight to see, especially for this Latvian team. But of course, you also want to try and see how much farther you can go, and every win you get gives you a little bit of an easier opponent. So for a team like Latvia, you'd much rather play or go up a team, say, like a Sweden, who's a little bit on the younger side, versus a team like Canada, who's going to be a heavy favorite walking in. You'd much rather get the easier opponent. And so for Latvia, every win gets so much more important at this tournament, and we'll see whether or not they are going to be able to get the job done against that U.S. team, because there's absolutely a chance. Not just the Swiss fans, we Latvians are also very happy about their performance in this game. Very fair. And I think especially for the Latvians, you would like to see, I mean, the U.S. team is its own kind of breed in and of itself, but if you can knock the U.S. out before you even get to that playoff round, it just means that the reinforcements they're going to get aren't going to be coming. And so we'll see what ends up happening there. Penalty upcoming. Sweden penalty 41 for hooking, I think. Is that what it was just called? Stenberg with another penalty in this game. That is absolutely terrible. Such a useless call. Another selfish penalty taken by Stenberg in this game. We'll see if it comes back to bite them. But Czechia will head to the power play, where they will look to see. Oh, nice pass there. Kronor cross ice. Shot. Turned away. Cervenka with the opportunity there. Puck comes up, and another penalty called. Who will this one be against? Lukáš Sedlak, I believe, will be heading to the box for... Oh, it'll be Roman Červenka. The captain for Czechia will go to the box now. We will play 4-on-4 for about 1:45, I do believe. That will do it for the Czech power play. 4-on-4 hockey we will see with Červenka now in the box. Wow. Tough call to take there if you're the Czechs. And we will play 4-on-4 hockey. No, but I'm close. Oh, there's a big question going right now. Where's the Poland versus Lithuania highlights? The IIHF didn't post it. What is happening? This chat is making me laugh. Hronek with the puck now. We'll look up ice. Hronek gets the puck taken off him. Johansson will take the puck and move it up. Ekholm over to Johansson. Moves it back to Ekholm. Ekholm will walk over the line. Sends it back to Bjork. Bjork with the puck. Bjork gets taken down. Saying no penalty call there. Bit of a surprise. So the Czechs now will work it. We'll start to look up ice here. A lot of eventful games, I got to say. It really has been an eventful day. Looking forward to getting to talk about this one in our day recap video, which will be coming out a little bit later on tonight. There will be quite a bit to talk about, as we have had, I guess, really 3 blowout games, and then this game between Czechia and Sweden. But it doesn't feel like 3 blowout games in the actual gameplay. Well, I guess it does a little bit. Oh, and Heineman collides in the middle there. Shot. Good save there by Kožinaš. A bit of a collision there at the top of the Czech end. Fortunately, both players do end up walking away all right. Probably the best day so far. It's been a good day of action. Like, it's been strange where the final scores make it look like it was a really poor day of action, but I actually thought it's been pretty good overall, especially all things considered with the score lines. Kožinaš with a real good save there on Oliver Ekman-Larsson point blank. Delarose. Miloshki. Face off won by the Czechs. It'll be moved back. 20 seconds left to go on the Czech penalty, or the 4-on-4. And then we will see Sweden with a little bit of time on the power play, but it will not be much. Puck will be dumped in. Brandstrom gets bored into there. And up looks the Swedish team. That'll be do it for the 4-on-4 power play chance now for the Swedes. Brandstrom moves it over. Walks in. Curls. Shot. Blocked out front. And that will do it for the power play. Červenka does return to the ice for the Czech team. 4-3 for the Czechs. Not Czech power play. Oh, my bad. I had to delay. All good. Ekholm fires it around the boards. Heineman. Oh, nice play there. Puck comes up and flipped out to neutral ice. Ekholm back to get it for the Swedes. Nice play there. Keep the puck alive. Passes over. Sundqvist now skates right on into it. Sundqvist tries to throw it out front. Unable to get there. Slow puck moving around. Nice hit there. Separate body from puck. Sedlak now moves in with Červenka. Larsson passes it around. For those wondering, the expected goals of this game are 1.49 for Czechia and 1 for Sweden, which means that Sweden's currently a +2 goals above expected, and Czechia is like a +2.5 goals above expected. Raymond works in with it. Raymond, oh, and a nice try there. As the Czechs now will look back up ice. Galvis moves it up, and it'll be dumped down deep. 4:07 left to go now in the second period. 1.49 to 1. So it'll be 2.5 goals above expected for the Czechs, 2 goals exactly for Sweden. Puck sent down deep, Hronek. Puck kicks up. Shot lifted all the way in the air. That will go the length of the ice for icing. 3:33 left to go in this second period. Rarely so precise. Numbers like 1 and almost 1.5 really is. I don't think I've ever seen 1 on the expected goals. Normally it's like 1.01 or 1 and a decimal. Or I've seen 0.5s, but I've never seen like a full even number. It's kind of looked weird. Yeah, it's 5 goals in the second period, and we still have third to watch, 0-0. Well, at this point for the German team, it's less about winning this game. It's more now about kind of building momentum for their kind of future games here, where they're going to try. They got a few teams that they can realistically beat to get themselves back in. I mean, they're going to have to go out and beat Austria. They're going to have to try and beat the U.S. to get there. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to do so, but it will definitely be a tough road ahead for them. Hronek looks up ice. Pass goes down. That will go the length of the ice for icing. Brandstrom back for the Swedes to touch up. Even if it was exactly 1, you usually see 1.0. Yeah, that 1.00. That's exactly what I was thinking. It would look kind of strange just seeing the full 1 number. Great game, Sweden versus Czechia. Love from Latvia, mate. Thank you for covering. Thank you for tuning in. I'm excited to see what this Latvian team can do tomorrow. We'll talk pretty extensively about this game in our post-day recap coming out a little bit later tonight. Likely it'll be the morning for all of our European friends, so stay tuned. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, it should be posted nice and early. Bjork is kind of in the shadow, 0.5 fantasy points so far. He's been relatively quiet. I know all the scouts have to say he looks really good at this tournament because that's just what they do, but I haven't actually liked his game all that much. I thought he's been okay. I'm not going to say he's been great, but he's been okay. Definitely has looked better at times, but still, I mean, he has high expectations coming into this tournament, which certainly doesn't help. But Switzerland and Germany, 5-0 heading into the second intermission. We are just about back from that game. It feels like it ended a while ago, that last minute of the second period. Sweden and the Czechs. We have under 3 minutes left to play now. Czechia in the lead 4-3. As far as what to expect, kind of into this third period for Germany, expect a little bit of a pushback for the Swiss. I mean, they'll probably score a few more goals, but this has kind of been that high-scoring type of game we were hoping to see from this team. I think in our predictions we had 4-2 Switzerland, I believe. Chat has to actually go far that back. I believe it was 4-2 Switzerland. And so they've really shown today that they are going to be a team that can go out and take it. Will Germany get a goal today, or is it going to end in a big blowout? Likely going to be a big blowout at this point. I think they will score a goal. I'm shocked they haven't at this point. But Giannoni's a very good goaltender when he puts on the Swiss uniform. And I was talking with someone in the comments probably a few days ago, I guess now, and they were saying kind of how Giannoni hasn't had a good year with his club team and has really struggled, actually. And I always respond to that with, it's a very different season, whether you're representing your club team versus the playoffs or the games of your national program. And especially for a guy like Giannoni, who's shown so much at these tournaments that he can be that go-to guy, it is definitely an interesting one for sure. Puck will be cleared in. Ekman Larsson back to collect it for the Swedes. Shot in, 2:42 left to go in this second period. Game gets ever so much more exciting here. If you are new, please do smash the like button, hit the subscribe, fill out our poll, which we should actually go and check now. It's been a while since we've checked that. We'll see who is currently leading in that. Slowly but surely loads in. In our poll currently, 157 votes registered. Czechia in the lead, 65% to 35%. Czechs cycle it up to the line. Picked up by the Swedes. Ekman Larsson now works up for Sweden. Shoots it in. We tipped in by Raymond. Stenberg down to go try and get it for Sweden. Oh, and a nice pick there by Bjork. Bjork passes it down to Stenberg. Stenberg with the puck now. Stenberg shimmy shakes. Drops it off. Wheel play there. Raymond trying to create separation. Shot. Looking for the backdoor feed to Stenberg. Just misses his stick. Great opportunity there for the Swedes, as Stenberg had that backdoor play available. Stenberg again looking for the backside. Shot. Scores! And it'll be waived no goal due to a crease violation. Oh, and Sweden with their first goal called back of today. Wow. And the Swedes come oh so close to getting this game to be 4-4. Call on the ice is no goal due to a crease violation. Although Raymond did put it in. The joy of double IIHF refs, or the double IIHF rulebook. You can't go into the crease. Even though that's definitely not goaltender interference. And Swedish fans are furious. This might be one of the most ref confrontational games I think we've seen. They are livid. Both teams have been livid all game at this officiating. It's true. Refereeing a Swedish player to IIHF. Thing is, I trust Janoni to keep the shutout at the same time, though. I trust that one of his teammates will prank him and get him scored on. You never know. Swedes now work back in. Almost 4-4. There's been 2 goals now called back. The Czechs had one earlier in that first period. It was called back. Oh, and Carlson now works. And Carlson shot. Misses wide of the net. Good opportunity there for them. As taken down, the Swedish player was no call coming. As we are back underway for Switzerland and Germany. As this game now goes into the 3rd period of action. Works in Haig. Fires the puck down low. Galvis. With Chernock. Slides it over to Hronek. Passes it down. Galvis now with the step. Throws on the brakes. Cycles it down low. Scramble for it. Down low right now. And the puck will come and shoot out. 20 seconds left to go in the period here between these two teams. Should be just about there. Shot. Look for the rebound chance. The Czechs with a good opportunity there. Hronek, one last opportunity here. Shoots from the point. Lots of deflections in front. Rebound chance. Tied up there. Galvis on the back step. Looking for the goal. Shot and saved by Hellberg. It will be a 4-3 hockey game heading into the second intermission between Czechia and Sweden. We will also now shift our focus over to Switzerland and Germany, whose game just kicked off underway for the 3rd period action between these two teams. We will see which one can come out, or if the Germans at least can pull off any kind of miracle in this game and try and make their way back. They will need a quick goal if they want any hope in doing so. But Switzerland, 5 goals in that second period, really. 3 goals in 3:33, and it's been definitely a pretty impressive game for them so far. Oh, and a weird play backwards shot by Meyer. Good opportunity there for him. Andrighetto with the puck. Cycles it around. Gavanke. Over to Suter. Suter with the puck. Ends up shooting it down. Cahoon with the puck for Germany. We'll also answer any of your live questions. If you have questions about this game or something beyond it, be sure to drop it in the chat. We will give partial coverage for the Sider's shot for Germany and Switzerland while we wait for Czechia and Sweden for their third period to come to a close. Stretch pass to Niederreiter. Niederreiter with the chance. Throws it over to Bershi. Shot, rebound. Again, chance. Scramble draw in front. But the German goaltender will cover it up. Who are you in favor in tomorrow's game? Latvia or Austria should be a good game. I agree. I think it's going to be a great game. In our predictions, I think I want to say it was 4-2. It might have been 3-1. For the Latvian team, I would suspect that's going to be the case again. I still believe that. The Austrians are more of that offensive-minded team. The Latvians more on the defensive side. It's a classic battle of offense versus defense. It's the same script we've been using for most of their games so far for Latvia. I would expect it to be fairly similar to the game that they played against the Germans. Austria is a little bit less skilled than Germany, but at the same time, if Latvia can win this game, they likely book themselves to the quarterfinal round, and so it'd be a big deal for them in their program, especially with the expectations coming in for them to make it to that stage. We'll see whether or not they are going to be able to do that tomorrow, but a really exciting game I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I do expect Latvia, though, to pull out with the win. We'll see whether or not that will be the case, but as far as those important games go, Latvia is absolutely for me at least, the favorite in that game heading in. And then from there, we'll see whether or not the Austrians can kind of pull off that upset like they did last year at this tournament. A big win for them there. We'll see. For Austria, as they did make it to the quarterfinals last year for the first time in a very long time. We'll see coming into this one whether or not they can book back-to-back trips. If they beat Latvia, they're into a very good position. Then all of a sudden, their game against the Germans becomes relatively less important, especially if in the case of that three-way tie. And so we'll see for them, see how it goes. Hopefully that won't be a repeat of last year's game between them for sure. And part of the important thing to remember about that game is that part of it too comes down to goal differential. So if you're Latvia and you're down a goal, you may not want to pull your goaltender, which seems kind of counterintuitive, but Meyer on the backside there trying to go for the backdoor jam, unable to get the puck there. You also may not want to pull your goalie because in a three-way tiebreaker, you're already up 2 goals on Germany. So just a matter of how many goals you think Germany ends up beating Austria by. Remember, only the top spot will end up going through. But if you are Latvia, you kind of do need to sell it a little bit because you are the first game of those two teams to play. Germany will have a little bit more information on how many they need to win by if Austria ends up beating this Latvian team, which will be interesting. And for Germany, once again, you need Austria to win if you want any chance at finding your way back in. Austria with the win, and then from there, you need to see this German team basically just blow them out. Germany blow out Austria, and Austria needs to win. If you remember what happened to Latvia at the Olympics, oh, Nick, I do remember. We spent a lot of time on it. It was brutal. Lost by 1 goal in the goal differential category because they did pull their goaltender, I believe, even though Denmark also needed the goal, which was unfortunate for them. Ended up being the reason why they played the Swedes. Ended up being the reason why they got knocked out. Shot. Swiss with a lot of offensive zone possession in this game. They did just flash up the expected goals. It was something along the lines of about 2-1 in favor of Switzerland. But for the Swiss, they have got some pretty good chances so far. So a quick couple goals really changed the momentum of this game completely. It's been a bit of a disappointment so far. Oh, Sandrighetto now works in. Tries to slide it across. Would have been a nice play there. What do you think about the reffing and past IIHF tournaments? Suter, Malgin, shot. Andrighetto scores for Switzerland, making it 6-0. Andrighetto from Malgin again. 2 players we said to put on your fantasy team yesterday in that post-day recap video. Hopefully people who do play that did end up doing that. 6-0 for Switzerland. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. It's actually nuts. Where are you? There you are. 6-0 Switzerland over the German team. Suter, Malgin with a shot. Andrighetto puts it in on the rebound. What do you think about the reffing in past IIHF turns? Because the reffing has been horribly for a few years, but the IIHF is doing nothing about it, not even addressing the problem. I think part of the issue is that no one really understands what the rule book's looking for, and that's not necessarily just a IIHF thing. Part of it is really all leagues, but especially with the IIHF, who is so protective about everything, it becomes very difficult to kind of play within the rules. And so we see, especially at tournaments, just kind of the inconsistency because no one has a full understanding of what the rule book is actually looking for. So it's just, at least in my perspective, it's more of a consistency issue than really anything else. So good thinking, but even refs in the NHL are not that bad. They also have a very different rule book, right? Where playoff time comes around, they don't have to call any head contact, they don't have to call any weird crease violations, they don't have to call. There's been a few different things that happened today. I mean, even that first goal that was disallowed, that goal counts in the NHL because once the whistle goes, you still have continuation. So if the puck was going to go into the net without the whistle, it does still count. And so that's kind of the interesting part there. What happened to Germany? I don't even know. They allowed a few quick goals and then basically just went completely flat in this game. The Swiss really taking it to this German team in this one. It has been one of the most entertaining blowout type of days I think we've seen in quite a while at this tournament. You had the Finns blow out the U.S. earlier today. You had Canada not be able to score goals until the third period, then proceed to score 5 of them en route to a 5-1 victory. We saw this game, which was 0-0 through that first period, and then Switzerland responded by putting up a 5 spot in that second period. It's been a very entertaining day of games that I'd say you look at the final scores at and you laugh because there's no way it was actually a half-decent game, but it was. And so very interesting, to say the least. We'll see for really all these teams coming up on big days tomorrow what ends up happening, but fascinating day. Very fascinating day. More concerning is that they've scored 1 goal in 3 games for sure. And we talked about I think we called it the goal monster yesterday, about how the German team struggling to score goals at this tournament, struggling to score goals, especially against the Latvian team, which is always tough. But they play arguably 2 of the best defensive tournaments, 3 if you want to include the Swiss in that. And you typically see varying levels of success when you go up and do that. And so as much as it's a tough battle for them now, we'll see kind of what ends up happening as this tournament does end up progressing along. But it should be interesting. But it has been a very officiating heavy game so far. I look forward to the end result of this game because whichever side loses is going to end up blaming the officiating. And that's part of the beauty of this, is that both teams hated the officiating today. Actually might use that as part of our news section. A little bit of a sneak peek, if you will, into what our news section is going to look like today. So we'll see what we can work in with the refs. Stretch pass. Reichel. Oh, a nice little play there to try and fool the Swiss defender. There's a chance there. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite do it. What happened to Germany? For those joining us, Germany is currently losing 6-0 here. They allowed a 5 spot in that third period, which has been one of the biggest reasons why this score is as bad as it is right now. Switzerland got 3 pretty quick goals, 3 goals in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That's a lot of threes. But from there, really, the Swiss team has kind of just found their step and continued to dominate the pace of play here. The 12-minute mark now left to go in this period. Think back to that Trevor Connolly hit on Ryder Ritchie at the 2024 U18 Men's World Championship gold medal game. I'm guessing that happens in Game 7 of Stanley Cup Finals. The NHL referees would have let it go for sure. And that's also part of kind of the culture, right? It's the difference between it being a relatively volunteer tournament versus players that are getting paid to play, right? And it's, if you're electing to play at these tournaments, you are bearing risk that you're not really getting paid for, and so there's a greater liability for the IIHF in that context, which makes sense, but still. And a nice play there. Shot. Good stop there. Pretty good opportunity. Germany have scored 1 and conceded 11, so they're currently on a negative 10 difference over these 3 games they have played so far. Part of the joy of it, right? And it's been a tough sled, really, for this German team because they haven't played, like, outside of this kind of back half of the second into the third, they haven't played all that poorly. They've just been kind of out, I don't want to say out-willed, but just kind of not getting those chances and scoring on those chances when they get them. So it's tough to see. It is tough to see. Sweden and Czechia is very easily the worst officiated game I've seen since Canada-Finland 2022 gold medal game. Well, bad. Didn't hold a candle to this. It has been such a strangely officiated game today. Part of the issue is that it's mainly the rule book, right? Like, every call that's been in here today has been a rule book call. It's been nothing that's been judgmental. What did Skochka do? Why does he get a 5 plus 20-minute major? So we got a game misconduct in the 5-minute major for cross-checking a guy to the face, or the neck area. I can't remember which one it was, but that's a 5-minute major every day of the week, especially in the IIHF. It's unfortunate that ends up being the call, but that is absolutely a penalty, and absolutely is the right call as far as that goes. I think more people are kind of upset about the fact that their one goal gets called off. Actually, both teams have had a goal called off as of this point, so I guess they're somewhat even, but still, definitely interesting. Both Canada and Finland scored a goal they shouldn't have officiated properly. I think Finland still wins only 3-2 rather than 4-3. Yeah. That's the one good thing, I guess, is that both teams have had a goal called back. So outside of the 5-minute major, which has been the only real thing that I guess you could say has been advantage to the other side, aside from some of the other power plays. But, I mean, both teams have got their fair share of power plays so far in this game. So we hit the 9-minute mark now, left to go in Switzerland and Germany. Czechia and Sweden will be starting up very shortly as well. So we're on that final commercial break for that game. Andrew Ghetto. Stretch pass on a great feed over to Malgin. Malgin with a chance. Suter tries to find it on the backside. That will be a penalty. Switzerland will head to the power play looking for their 7th of the game. I will forewarn everybody, I still don't have graphics made for any goals above 10. So if it does get to 10, we will have to start to get a little creative with how we're going to go about doing that. Should be interesting. We will check in on our poll. It's been a little while since we have done that. We have 61 people watching, 35 likes. If you have not already, please do smash that like button and hit subscribe if you have not already. On our poll, 182 votes registered. 63% of people think the Czechs will end up pulling through with the victory today. 37% from the Swedes. We will see how much that changes as this game continues to go along here today. All right, everyone who's in the chat right now, I want to hear who's everybody's gold medal, silver medal, and bronze medal predictions as of this point in the tournament, as well if you want to get really fancy, throw in your fourth place team as well. Let me know who you think is going to end up taking the medals and the fourth place spot at this year's tournament. I am curious to hear all of yours. As of right now, the way that the groups are currently situated, I would say my gold medal favorite is still Switzerland. I think I'm going to still take Canada in the silver, and then Finland the bronze, and then Sweden I think is going to end up being my fourth seed depending on the result of this game between each other. We might end up seeing Switzerland taking on Sweden in that bronze medal game, in that quarterfinal matchup, which would mean one of them end up eliminated from that spot. And so we'll see whether or not that is going to be the case here, but my personal expectation, Sweden in the bronze, Sweden in the fourth place, Finland in the bronze, Canada in the silver, and then Switzerland, the host, in the gold medal spot. We are back underway. We are back underway for third period action. Here between Sweden and Czechia as the puck is tied up in, I believe it's the Czech end. The Czechs will break it up now. Sedlak with the puck over to Carlson. Carlson, without a glove on his hand, has to be careful here not to lose a finger. Ends up taking his glove back to Holmstrom. Holmstrom with the puck, turns the corner, fires it back. Shot. Good save there. Rebounds loose. Carlson nearly was able to get that onto his blade, but couldn't. Puck will be fired down. All right, let's see these predictions. We have Finland gold, Canada silver, Sweden with the bronze. Interesting. Finland gold, silver for Switzerland, and then bronze for Canada. Interesting as well. Czechia gold, Swiss silver, Canada bronze. Kind of a pretty common top four teams there. Yossi walks the line. Shot by Meyer. Good save there. Rebounds covered up. Niederreiter trying to find it. Anderson, Johansson slides it over. Stenberg now with it. Goes for a skate. Ends up whiffing on the puck. Stenberg gives it off to Raymond. Raymond with the puck now. Slides it over to Bjork. Bjork with the puck. Fires it forward. Ekman Larsson sends it down. Trying to find Bjork. Can't get there. Johansson able to keep it in for the Swedes. Fires it down deep. Raymond behind the net for Sweden. Tries to fire it across. Bjork with the opportunity. Puck is in the crease. Oh, and the Swedes cannot get there. Puck is kept in by Ekman Larsson, though. Sent over to Raymond now. Raymond with the puck. It's hooked there. Not sure if there'll be a call. Ekman Larsson fires it back up to the point to Bjork. Bjork to Johansson. How many players? Oh, there will be a penalty upcoming. Penalty upcoming to the Czechs here. Sweden will go to a power play. Oh, and the puck comes all the way back down the ice. Oh, I thought that might have been going for the empty cage. Oh, Ria for the Swiss, Andrighetto with the puck. Shot. Oh, Andrighetto doesn't put that in. That's a shock. Switzerland still leads 6-0 and are on the power play looking for their 7th of this game. Shot. Hits off the side of the post. Carlson back to get it. The goalie still pulled for Sweden as there is an upcoming penalty here. 6-on-5 for the next little bit. Works in. Shot. Persson. Puck goes out of play, and the Swedes will head to the power play here and try and tie this game up at 4s. Puck will be fired down. Oh, Giannoni nearly loses that play. Bjork, Stenberg, they're showing the clip there, had a prime opportunity. I think that was 2 minutes there that the ref had his hand up. David Tomaszek going to the box for hooking as Sweden will head to the power play here, right as the Swiss power play comes to an end. Swedes now with it. Collect it in the offensive end. Sets it up, Persson. Walks along the line. Over to Peterson. Sends it down. Back to Peterson. Takes the puck. Slides it back up top. Persson. Over to Peterson. Tries the slide play. Can't find it through. Holmstrom now. Ties up the puck down in the Czech corner. 30 seconds into the power play. Nothing to show for it so far for this Swedish team. Big opportunity here for them as they try and find themselves back into this one. Peterson takes the puck for Sweden. Peterson holds on to it. Back up to the point. Persson shot, saved. Oh, and Kojinash, as Sundqvist looked like he got rolled up on there. That didn't look good at all. Oh, that's very much a knee. That's not good at all. So I had to do a power break over in Switzerland and Germany. Switzerland still in the lead 6-0. 5:32 left to go in this third period. As Sundqvist got his knee rolled up in there. Oh, that did not look good at all. Oh, that looks really. Your knee's not supposed to bend like that. Ow, that doesn't look good at all. Yeah, that's not going to feel too good. Puck will be sent down the length of the ice. 16 minutes left to go in this third period between these two teams. Yeah, that's not going to feel too great if you're Sundqvist. Puck moved in by Bjork. Over to Ekman Larsson. Oh, a nice keep in there at the line by Raymond. Bjork works in, passes it over to Stenberg. Stenberg walks with it, shot. Can't find it. Bjork now with the puck. Bjork back to Stenberg, up to Ekman Larsson. Back to Stenberg. Stenberg with it now. Walks the line, shot. Rebound chance in front. Blocked away in front, but unable to get it through. 30 seconds left to go in this power play. The Swedes looking for life. Raymond now with the puck. Turns the corner. To Bjork looking for the back feed. Can't find it through. Ekman Larsson now. Raymond walks in. Shoots. Shot misses wide of the net. Stenberg with it now. Passes down to Bjork. Bjork with it. Passes forward, up to Stenberg. Stenberg shot, blocked in, and will be cleared the length of the ice. The Czechs will kill off this power play, the Swedish power play here, as the first bullet has been dodged for them. Ekman Larsson moves it up to De La Rose. De La Rose with it. Shot rimmed around. Back home. They look up ice, flips it up. Moves it around now. Ekholm with the puck. We'll shift it up to Carlson. Carlson throws on the brakes. Carlson. Oh, and a nice saucer pass there. Gets it off. Oh, no, and a turnover there by the Swedes. Back up come the Czechs. 2-on-2 emerging. But a nice defensive effort there by Larsson. Oh, and a beautiful pass up to the slot area. Shot. Blocked out front. Swedes now work back into the offensive end. 14 minutes to go now. The clock, the enemy of this Swedish team. Over in Germany and Switzerland, 4 minutes now to 4:15 left to go in the third period. As they come in, shot, scores! Tiffels with the goal for Germany makes it 6-1. Don't call it a comeback yet. Sweden and the Czechs. 13:30 left to go in the third period here. I reject to sleep to see this crazy game ongoing. Oh, and it's 6-0. Stenberg with the puck. Carries it in. Bjork moves it down to Raymond. Raymond walks in with it. Raymond, nice play there. Gets taken down with a knee-on-knee collision. Don't believe there'll be a call, but we will head to the power break here. 12:59 left to go in the third period. 4-3. Czechia does still lead. If you are new here, be sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not already today. We have 65 people currently watching, 40 likes. Be sure to smash that like button if you have not already. Currently in our poll, 197 votes now registered. 63% of people say that the Czechs are going to pull through with the win. 37% for Team Sweden. Hey, what do you think the chances that Latvia gets a point or beats the U.S.? I wouldn't say it's like, if you're asking me for like a percentage chance, I would say it's probably, for them to get a 0.2 included in that, I'd say it's probably like 10 or 15% chance, I would say. I would assume. Like, it's hard to say, right? Because, like, realistically, it comes down to, A, how good the goaltending is for Latvia. It should be fine in that game. And B, how well the U.S. plays. Because if the U.S. plays their best game, this Latvian team doesn't stand a chance against them. But at the same time, what we've seen from this U.S. team so far is that they just haven't played all that well, especially against good defensive teams. And so, to answer your question, I would say it's probably 10 to 15, maybe 20% chance, but very unlikely. Congrats on 2K. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been quite the journey to get here, but I do appreciate everyone for taking the time to subscribe, as well as to watch all these videos and hit the like button and comment and leave stuff in the chat and vote on our polls, which we ask you to do quite a bit. Another chance here from Germany. Shot, good save there by Giannoni as a whistle there. Whistle from behind the play. But 10% is 10%. It's still possible. It absolutely is. Like this U.S. team this year isn't good enough for that percentage to be 100% at all or 99%. Like, it's still a decent chance. It's just not likely. I believe that'll be coincidental minors here for roughing behind the play. As players are drifting right now. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Nope, just a nice and call. As the Swedes will take it back within their own end. Bjork will take a face-off draw for the Swedes. Won by the Czechs, though. Hronek with the puck. Move it down to Fleck. Fleck gets tied up in the corner. Raymond with the puck. Moves it up. Passes it along. Over to Hronek. 12 minutes left to go now in this period. Heineman now works in. Slides shot. Heineman shot. Glove save there. 2:45 left to go in this third period for Germany and Switzerland, as this clock cannot run fast enough for this German team after an embarrassing loss today. Just kind of crumbled apart after that third goal, really, in that quick span ended up going in. I'd say it's like 35 to 40% for Latvia to get a point. I don't know about get a point. Like, the get a point part is a little bit different, but I feel like to get a win, it's still like 10 to 20%. 1 in 5, I'd say they end up taking it. If they get a hot goaltender and the U.S. team doesn't play well, oh, that doesn't look good. Larson looks like he's shaking up a little bit on the half on that backside. Puck will be shot down, and that'll go for icing. I thought they touched that up. Maybe not. It's Larson feeling it out now for the Swedish team. Doesn't feel all that good. Looks like he might have got a Charlie horse or something. Me and my homies hate the USA. As the Swedes now work up ice. Oh, a nice pass there. Here comes the Czechs back the other way. Tries to throw it out front. Net looks to be off, but it wasn't. The Swedes now work back or try and get the puck out of their own end. De La Rose will flip it out to center. Baranak back for Team Czechia. As we enter the final minute of play here between Switzerland and Germany. It's been quite the game thus far for these two teams. Oh, a nice play there. And Carlson, unable to get the puck, though, as Blumel able to keep the puck in at the line. Johansson takes the puck for Sweden. Oh, and a nice play there. Nearly for the Czechs. Found its way in. Puck will be played in. Carlson. Over to Sundqvist. Sundqvist. Back up to the point. To Carlson. Carlson. Takes the puck down. And Sundqvist just got cross-checked in the face there by Sudlak. 10 minutes exactly now to go in this third period. Question remains, can Sweden get this game all tied up? Puck dumped down deep. Ekman Larsson now. Tied up down low. Malofsky for the Czechs. And looks like coincidental minors over in Switzerland and Germany, as that final minute does end up going along. Czechia and Sweden still 4-3 Czechs. Sweden looking for a goal to try and tie this one at 4. Berglund now works in, looking for the backdoor feed. Unable to connect. Grunstrom able to make it a bit of an interesting play there, but can't quite find it through. Raymond now for the Swedes. The top unit for Sweden comes over the boards. Viggo Bjork, Ivar Stenberg, and Lucas Raymond. Key players for this team. And the Czechs now work it back out. Ekholm moves it up. Passes it forward. The Czechs pick it back up in their own end. 3 seconds left to go in Switzerland and Germany, and that'll do it for Switzerland and Germany, as that game is now final. Switzerland takes home an impressive 6-1 win over Team Germany in blowout fashion. What a game. Jeez. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. I mean, even in our predictions, I don't think we had that one that drastic of a score. At least the Germans did get a goal later on in the kind of towards the end of it. But wow, 6-1. Brutal end there. What happened at the USA versus Finland game? US was blown out. They really were. It was an ugly game. As we're on power break here between Sweden and the Czechs. Yeah, it was an ugly game between those two teams. You saw the Finns kind of just completely dominate play, and that was more or less expected. I'm not going to say that we weren't expecting that to happen, but I mean, they played really well. The Finns just outplayed their opponents, and the U.S. team, they're a good squad this year. They're not that good. Especially when you play against a good team like them. What time is it in Canada now? It is currently 4:36 p.m., which means that it's almost dinner time, give or take. Dinner's about 6. But, because I know it's 10:36 in Central European time and 11:37 in Eastern European time. So I do appreciate everyone for tuning in for our European viewership as well. For everyone in Canada, very happy. Victoria Day weekend? Victoria Day weekend for those who get the day off today. Hope you are all having a great start to your holiday Monday, or a great middle part of your holiday Monday. It's Larson now. Good to see him back for the Swedes. Took a bit of a Charlie horse there in that last period. Puck moves in. Slides it around. Puck dumped down deep. Carlson loses the puck, and out it comes for the Swedes. Swedes will collect it, but then dump it right back in, come back into their own end. The Swedes will collect it behind their own net. Or maybe not. Oh, so they're showing the two guys bumping into each other, Ekholm and De La Rose. USA's goaltender sucked, but Finland would have won anyway, to be honest, not 6-2. For sure, and part of that was absolutely goaltending. Wall did not look to be at his best in that game. He looked a little shaky for sure, but it was good to see the Finns kind of return to what we were expecting from them at the start of this tournament, where they have played relatively defensively through their last two games. So it's good to see them kind of open up the ice a little bit more and really find their success in this one. 7:30 left to go in this third period between Czechia and Sweden. The Czechs looking for their advantage in this game. We'll see whether or not they can find the equalizer. Big hit to the head there. Lucky for Ekman Larsson, he wasn't called for that. Stenberg on Galvis. Those two meeting together. World Junior opponents met each other in the gold medal game at the most recent Men's World Junior Tournament. As the Swiss team, hearing their national anthem played, Roman Josi and Moritz Seider, your players of the game over in Switzerland and Germany, which has turned final, 6-1 final for Team Switzerland. As they will hear their anthems sung in this one. It's good to see for the home crowd that they will get a team in the Swiss that are going to be a competitive one this year. We'll see just how far they can really go. But a big win today over the German team, a big step in the right direction for their gold medal hopes at this year's tournament. Under 7 now left to play in the third period. Swedes now work in. Chance there, tried to wrap around. Could not quite find it through, though. TSN actually showed the players of the game in that one. Really is a miracle, eh? Oh, and player went down there holding his face. Will there be a call? I don't believe so. Shot. Denied. And the puck will be chipped out. Silverberg for the Swedes will look up ice over to Berglund. Berglund carries it over the boards, or carries it over the blue line. We dump it down low. 6:17 left to go in this third period. Empty net time starting to loom for this Swedish team. This throws on the brakes, Carlson does. Holmstrom over to De La Rose. De La Rose will chip it down deep. 6 minutes now. Oh, nice pass there. Carlson shot. Oh, nice save by Kojinash. Carlson with a great opportunity there for the Swedes. Fortunately unable. Oh, and drops it right onto Hellberg's stick there. 4-3 Czechia over the Swedes. Looking for the equalizer here. Sweden is. We'll see if they can get it. Bjork back to Johansson. Johansson gets the puck back and will skate up ice with it now. Johansson's shot deflects down into the corner. Johansson gets thrown into the boards. So taking it back. Raymond behind the net. Hold on to it. Raymond throws it up to the top. Johansson up to the blue line. Ekman Larsson now gets rolled over but holds on to the puck. Ekman Larsson Still with the puck now, skates with it. Johansson at the very tip of the blue line, able to keep the puck in, but that will be taken away from the Czechs and chipped out to neutral ice. Stretch pass. Raymond with the puck. Over to Bjork. Bjork taken down. Looks to be a bit of a hook there. No call. Hronek will just stand on that puck there, straddling Bjork. Puck hits a body. Stenberg now. Passes it forward. Shot. Bjork. Oh, and Bjork takes down Hronek there. Just kind of leans on him. Oh, a nice pick off there from the Czechs. They'll now work in. Streaking player. Where's the puck? The puck is protected. 4 minutes now left to go in this period between Czechia and Sweden. Swedes now will wind it up. Larson with the puck. 3:30 left to go in this third period between Sweden and the Czechs. Czechia leading by a goal. Puck dumped down deep. Taken. Heineman with the puck. Oh, nice play. Peterson shot on net. Kozinash able to get there on the backside of the post. A nice play there by the Czech goaltender. Ekman Larsson now passes it back. Hope Czechia wins this game. As a Finn, I can't root for the Swedes, our annoying rival and dear brother. 3 minutes now to go between Sweden and the Czechs. We have the moment of when Sweden will end up pulling their goaltender becomes a bit more in question now. You figure it's probably not too far away. Carlson will dump it down deep. Passes it around. Oh, and a nice play there. Reverse hit on Holmstrom. Nearly got himself a penalty there. Czechs calling for it. Moves it forward. De La Rose with it. Ends up getting the puck knocked off. 2:20 left to go now. Chipped out. 2:10. Hellberg likely heading to the bench very shortly for this Swedish team. One final change before the Swedish team ends up, and here he goes. Sweden has pulled their goaltender with 2 minutes left to play in this third period. We will see whether or not they can find the equalizer here, or if the Czechs will be on their way. Hronek with a nice fake there, but it's protected there by Johansson. 1:45 left to go. Here come the Swedes again. Shot in by Raymond. First on, it's Bjork. Bjork with it. Gets hooked out. And we're trying to chip out. Johansson back for the Swedes. Cervenka in pursuit. 1:30 left to go in this period. Sweden looking for a goal to at least force overtime here. Stenberg taken down. No call made. 1:15 left to go in the third. Ekman Larsson with the puck. Ekman Larsson skates up with it. Ekholm fired around the boards into a bunch of sticks. Oh, and no one there at the point. 1 minute left to go now in this period. Ekholm with the puck. Hands it off. Persson gets the puck poked off him. Raymond now fires it over. 43 seconds left to go. The clock slowly but surely ticking down on this Swedish team. Ekholm with the puck. Over to Persson at the point. Sends it down to Raymond. Over to Persson. Moves it down low. Looking for the rebound chance. Sundqvist in front of the net. Can they find it? And it'll be covered up by Kozinash. Prime opportunity there. 27 seconds left to go in the third period. As we get ever so much closer to an answer here. Can Sweden find the equalizer in the final 30 seconds of this one? Wow. If you are new here, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you have not already. 213 votes in our poll. 64% say the Czechs will hold on to the win here today. 36% for the Swedes. Timeout called by Sweden. We will see what ends up happening here. They'll draw up their face-off play, put out their top unit. We'll likely see Bjork, Berglund, Stenberg all out there. Prime opportunity here for this Swedish team. This will likely be the last attack. Yes, I would agree. Here we go. Offensive zone draw for Team Sweden. Looking for a goal. Down a goal. We will see with the goalie pulled whether or not they can find the answer here. Face off. De La Rose in for the Swedes. Chernak in for the Czechs. 26 seconds left on the clock. Need a face-off win for Sweden. Premature drop. They will drop it again. Chernak and De La Rose in the dot. We will see who, if for this Czech team, whether they're going to be able to shut the door here. As they're trying to fix the clock right now. A little bit more time for you to go vote in that poll, as well as hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Nervous moments here as Czechia and Sweden within a goal. 27 on the clock. De La Rose wins the face-off draw for the Swedes. Moves it back down. Over to Raymond. Raymond walks in. Over to Bjork. Bjork gets the puck jumping up on him. Back to Raymond, 15 on the clock. Raymond walks in. Raymond holds. Raymond waits. Raymond with the puck. 9 seconds now. Fires it down deep. That might not be the right play there. Stenberg now tries the jam play to De La Rose. Misses just wide. Raymond needs a shot. Doesn't shoot it. And that's going to do it. Czechia holds on to beat Sweden, taking the win 4-3 after being embarrassed by Slovenia just 2 days before. A huge win for the Czechs as they will take home the win and put themselves a big step forward as they try and take the second overall spot in Group B and potentially have an easy matchup against Team USA. What a win for Team Czechia, and for Sweden, absolute heartbreak, losing this one in the final few moments. The Swedes right to the final whistle there. And what a game today by Team Czechia. To quote the chat from earlier, one of the most poorly officiated games we've seen in quite a while. But still, we see the Czechs end up on top. They survive a 5-minute major penalty. They survive a goal getting called back. They also get a goal called for back as well. Quite the game. Day recap video coming out later tonight. A big thank you to everyone for tuning in today. It's been quite the day overall. You think about all of the games today. We've had 3 blowout games basically in one of the most entertaining blowout type of fashion. Switzerland scores 5 goals in the second period. Canada scores 5 goals in the third period. And then Finland dominates the USA from start to finish for the Czechs, hopping out to a quick 3-0 lead. Then we see the Swedes score 2 goals. Shortly thereafter, on that 5-minute major, reduced to a 3-minute major because of the Oliver Ekman penalty. From there, we see, of course, now the Czechs with the extra goal here. 4-3, your final. The Czechs dominate this game, sort of, and they end up with the win. A big one at that. The Czechs now look to try and earn one of the top 2 spots over in Group B. We will see whether or not they can do that. For Switzerland, for Finland today, 2 big wins at the top of Group A. They will look to try and continue their success going forward. We'll have our post-day recap video coming out later tonight, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you are notified when we do end up posting that video. We will talk a lot more extensively about this crazy day of action. Czechia, Sweden, your final 4-3 in what was a tremendous game today. Switzerland and Germany, another game that, it was a really good one too. Unfortunately for Germany, just kind of ran out of time. The Czech anthem will be sung today. Undeserved. Looking forward to Czechia versus Canada. That'll make for a very important game now, where if the Czechs can go out and beat Canada, especially if it's in regulation, it will likely mean that the Czechs end up as that top spot team and get to play either Latvia, most likely at this point, could be Austria, could potentially be Germany as well if there is some kind of strange three-way tiebreaker, depending on the result tomorrow. Quite the game for this Czech team. They hold on to beat Sweden 4-3, your final. Once again, your other scores from today, a 5-1 victory for Canada, knocking off Team Denmark, 6-2 for Finland over Team USA. And, of course, the big one, Czechia beats Sweden 4-3. As I go through the handshake line, what a tremendous game today. What a tremendous day of action today. Wow. Czechia does take home the win, 4-3. Switzerland the win, 6-1. Finland 6-2 over the USA. And Canada 5-1 over Team Denmark. We will be recapping all of the games and more coming up later on tonight, likely in the morning for our European friends. So we will see you tomorrow morning for today's day recap video. For our North American friends, it'll likely come out around 11 or 12 tonight Eastern time, depending on how quick it takes to get up today. But we will see how it goes. If scoring 4 goals and undeserved, you have no authority here. Are we fighting about the undeserved part? So Sweden will likely end up the 3rd spot, depending on what ends up happening. Thank you very much for subscribing. Depending on what happens with the Czechs, so obviously the Czechs already have a loss under their belt. They basically, if the Czechs end up running perfect through the rest of this tournament, they will end up as that kind of second spot. Or the Czechs will end up second. The Swedes likely in that 3rd, depending on what ends up happening over with the Slovaks. The Slovenian loss, though, does throw a bit of a wrench into the standings, but a tremendous win today by this Czech team. They stay nice and close to the very end. A very offensive game. Goaltenders came to play, especially towards the end of this one. But in the end, Czechia takes home the win 4-3 in this one. Just making sure there's no other hockey channel for hockey coverage on YouTube. Thank you all very much for watching today. It was quite the game here. Right to the very end. We will see, of course, hopefully see you all in our day recap video coming out later tonight. But with that, if you made it this far in the live stream, a big thank you for watching it today. If you liked it, drop a like. If you really liked it, consider subscribing. Tell all your friends that Czechia might just be playing for a medal at this year's tournament. Until next time, see ya.